James plays game
with me.
So, hi.
Hello.
Okay. Michael's on board.
This isn't Mahula.
No, it's better than Dark Souls 2. And a lot of people, before I'm going to get out ahead of it, a lot of people will say, yeah, everything's better than Dark Souls 2. No, Dark Souls 2 is the best one in the series. Fight me.
I'm really enjoying Dark Souls 2. There's some interesting design choices, but I'm enjoying it so far.
But this is the return of Nick Box.
Oh no.
I'm leaving. Bye.
Okay. So it's just me and Matt. So for people who may not know or may not remember, Nick Box was responsible for Wrath of the Violent Vicar. They
Responsible is a good word for it. not the one who made, the one responsible for.
Also, third option from don't know. Third option is blocked it from all memory.
Okay. So Nick Box primarily makes little films. I don't know what they've been up to lately. I want to say that they're just doing their thing and vibing. I don't know if they've got any new Nick Box projects, Nick Box joints coming out in the future or not. But they do what we
would sell marijuana.
Look, okay, so long story short. Nick Box makes movies that are deliberately on the schlocky side, and he decided that he wanted to experiment with games, so he took his movies and tried to gamify them. And results so far have been not well liked, as people are making very clear. I do want to just say one thing real quick here. I want to make a defense for Nick Box.
I'm leaving.
So I think I'm the only one who will say anything nice about Nick Box here. So give me just a couple minutes. I don't like the games that I've experienced from them so far. I'll make that clear. As far as game no good. Okay, I'll be very clear about that. The film content, it's not my favorite thing, but I definitely see the charm in it. And what? I do think that there's some things that maybe I would want to check out more thoroughly, just not as a game, but just as the movie. The guy is having fun doing what he's doing, wants to experiment with games, and I don't want them to stop. In fact, I think Nick Box should really just go all in and build something from the ground up. Like, actually, they've got the experience on, programming and stuff like that, doing the game jams that they've done. They could work with some other people for more refined development. They could set up, some structure for game design and film original content for the purpose of a game. And I would love to see that, and I would absolutely be on the ground floor of playing that. I don't want them to stop doing what they're doing. I want people to be creative, and I want people to have fun with what they do. So even though we're kind of shitting all over him and whatnot, I want Nick Box to keep doing Nick Box things.
Can I say something?
Sure.
In my defense for Nick Box, much like you said, he created something. And as all four of us here, people who have streamed, made Let's Plays, have put ourselves out there in the world on the internet as creators of some kind, we all know how difficult it is to even just get started and do that. In that regard, I think Nick Box is great. The fact that he is trying to do things and do things his own way is awesome. I think the peeing on the guy scene in Violent Vicar was gross and disgusting and unnecessary. But I will agree with you that if he were to try to make a project from the ground up, not just take something he made before and alter it, that might be neat. I get the feeling, though, that that's not what we're going to see today.
No, we're absolutely not. This is another instance of taking a pre-existing film and gamifying it, probably in a way that's not going to be very satisfying. So that's why I wanted to get all the goodwill out in the first place before we all start saying mean things again. But no, seriously though, Nickbox, if you ever watch this video, if you ever hear what we're saying, get in touch with us. No. Get in touch. Yeah, get in touch with me.
Only James. If I hear from you, I'm calling my lawyer.
Because, like, if you say, hey, I got a project that I'm working on, I will be there to check it out on day one. But like I said, we did Wrath of the Violent Vicar, and I talked briefly about The Boy in the Dark. Since then, I also checked out Dracula versus the Ninja on the Moon. And
that's not the weirdest thing.
It's... I got 8 minutes into it according to my playtime. You watch a scene, and at the end of the scene, there's some static. If there's a lot, you're supposed to click left or possibly right. You click one direction. If there's a lot of static, you click the other direction. And then the next scene plays. So that was very bad in terms of a game. And that's why I decided that if I wanted to experience Dracula versus the Ninja on the Moon, I would just watch it on Nickbox's YouTube channel, which you can do.
I know those words.
Yeah.
I know those words, but not in that order.
Flesh-eating geriatric internet predator is today's game.
All right, you mentioned this. Okay.
Less than 24 hours from now, hundreds of sleazy, sweaty film fans will be crammed into a seedy, smoky cinema, eagerly awaiting to watch the lost horror movie classic.
Oh god, I'd hate to go into a theater and it'd be smoky.
For the first time anywhere, ever.
Why does that voice sound familiar?
Well, I didn't want to spoil it, but surprise, everybody, I'm the narrator. No, I'm not. I don't know who it is.
I'm wrong, it's B6, I think. Call me if you get stuck.
So that's
maybe it's just like generic punk rocker voice.
That's the premise for today's Nickbox joint, is that we are supposed to be reassembling the reel for this film.
We've done this already. Kind of.
You must pick the correct film strip. One will advance the story.
Is he just using the...
Clip, and one is a game over that could send you back several scenes. If you are stuck, click the green call button on the top left and the trailer guy might...
If you've watched any YouTube short, you know this voice.
For a moment, I thought I was accidentally streaming on Twitch.
You can click the cog in the bottom corner to save and load your progress.
I thought I accidentally started like a Sea Dog video.
Yeah, I've listened to this voice recite many Tumblr posts.
Maybe that's why I feel a familiarity. Maybe it's just something from a YouTube video I stumbled on or something.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kurt Dirt is in this. YouTubers use it.
Kurt Dirt and Nickbox. They sound like
both directed
characters from I don't know.
White bodies glimmered. Gazing into one another's eyes, the two immortal brothers knew that the world of the living would never understand their passion.
Whoa.
No.
Oh,
hell
God.
yeah.
No, that's not right.
You go, girl, write your
fanfic. The world of the
fanfic.
living would never embrace their dark velvet lust. That's it. My name is Greta.
Can I ask, when was this made? Do we know?
This game came out in 2020.
Sparkle 89 on Suckers.com network.
The movie?
This is a story of
that I don't know.
Of how the forces of fate brought two souls together. His name is Vincent. Ravenheart 45 on Suckers.com. We got chatting after.
Michael, does this not remind you of something?
This sounds crazy,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Confided in me that it was all real. All the stories, all the myths. He said my fan fiction was so close to the truth that he knew we had a connection.
So look up the title of the game, and I'm only getting the game. I'm not getting the movie.
So the premise here is that girl is uncomfortably into vampires, and she met like a dude on like a vampire community forum who says, vampires are real, come meet me. And I guess she's down for it.
Sounds legit. Yeah, why wouldn't she be?
So I don't know how well you can see this, but it looks like these are numbered. Like this says maybe 94.
I think that's A4.
Oh, A4?
Yeah, it looks
C7,
like A4, C1,
B6.
or maybe that's a 7.
Okay, so A, B, C.
Like a B6. Like
we will call trailer voice guy, I think. It won't let me call trailer voice. There we go.
You had to hit the call.
That's a very impossible game.
I said call me if you get stuck. I didn't realize you'd call me this quick. I told you, the second one is A4.
Okay, so we got some confirmation there.
So that's the second one is A4.
You know,
does that
like,
mean that's the first one we pick? Because it's the second scene?
Because basically there's a correct choice, and I think there's like a wrong scene choice, but then there's also a game over choice. We don't know what's what.
I packed my bag, left a goodbye note for my
Also, just fun fact, that Vampire Diaries poster, very perfectly timed, because I just learned about a Vampire Diaries FMV game.
Oh, it's okay.
Excuse me?
You heard me. It's based on the books.
Thank you. And you, though.
Fun fact.
No.
Those books are why Archive of Our Own was created. And it's also why a lot of fan fictions back in the day had to always say with every chapter that the person creating the fan fiction does not own anything in regards to the story, characters, or world. So if you're ever looking at old fan fiction, because the author of the Vampire Diaries books sued a lot of fanfic writers.
Ooh. Should I call trailer voice guy again?
Nah, he's just gonna get upset. So maybe A6 next?
Was there a clue?
I don't think there's anything in... I don't think there's any clues except for calling trailer voice guy.
I guess call the fucking guy.
Okay, what do you think, Matt?
Call, but also you're telling me the Vampire Diaries author is a jackass.
Yeah.
So, you called me for a tip. Here's a tip. Don't fucking call me early on and work it out for yourself, douchebag.
Okay, so...
He's not very good for tips.
We're just supposed to go for it.
So we're just supposed to guess. Is that what you're telling me?
Oh, game over. Try again.
Wow, that was...
Okay, well, that's a good game over. Try again thing there.
It might as well just not work.
Game over. Try again. Yeah, and it just straight up takes us back here.
B3.
You sunk my battleship.
Damn it, James!
Now, I know this isn't supposed to be realistic by any stretch, but this guy, you meet this guy on the internet and he says, hey, come meet me, let me take you to this place. Who in their right mind would do that, ever?
Well, like he said, I'll show you
that vampires are real. Yeah.
Vampires are real. We are now in a place where I believe a vampire would be. So, I mean, like, so far, everything's on the up and up.
It's just, you have to be a very special kind of messed up in the head to... Like, your fetish has to be red flags.
I was going to say, you said messed up in your head, but she was writing vampire fan fiction at the beginning, so...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. I've written many Lilo and Stitch fan fiction.
And I have written many Lilo and Stitch vampire fan fiction, so we got all our bases covered.
Probably exists already, actually.
Okay, I think we skipped some scenes here.
No, this seems next.
Oh,
that's a dog bowl.
James, what the fuck are you making us do?
Oh, it's the wrong
film.
Oh, okay. All right. So is that now? Are you relieved that that's absolutely not part of the story?
That was just Tulip.
Okay, so at least it's forgiving. It doesn't make you, like, start the whole thing over.
At least not yet.
I mean, that's better than some other FMV games I've played.
And besides, the blood sugar will speed up the transition.
Oh, of course.
This is so fucking weird and gives such creepy vibes.
Yeah.
And not the creepy I think they're going for.
I mean, to be fair, it is called flesh-eating geriatric internet predator, so there is a certain... You are not supposed to be comfortable.
Oh, well, we already saw the... I don't know, it was a bone. Would we call that flesh-eating?
No, that was from Bone-Eating Geriatric Internet Predator. That's the sequel.
No, I have to move around quite a lot.
Oh, because the vampire hunters?
Yeah, vampire hunters. All this stuff was here when I moved in.
Oh, I see. Vincent? Who is that? I thought you said you lived alone.
It's the neighbours. The walls.
Oh, State Farm.
The walls are so thin in here you can hear everything.
You know, a cat would have been a more believable lie.
Do it!
It was a trick the whole time. I'm calling. Look, we gotta get as much interactivity as we can.
Trailer voice guy. The clip you are looking for is D1. Now, fuck off and give me some peace.
One thing I'm curious about, what if, like, trailer voice guy deliberately gives us the wrong answer?
Then we just start back over.
Matt, I think I realize why you recognize that voice.
Oh?
It sounds like Duke Devlin from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged.
Yeah, it sounds kind of close to that.
You're all wrong.
I don't think it's exactly.
That's actually David Hayter, voice of Solid Snake. After Konami let him go, this is all the work he would get.
Do now?
I brought her here, didn't I? Just like you asked, Mr. Crowman, and she's a cutie, just like what you asked for.
Now we'll have less of that. You say you're into vampires.
Like that they couldn't find. I like that they couldn't find an old man, so they just did really bad prosthetics.
Found him in an abandoned house.
And by prosthetics, you mean whatever was left behind at the Spirit Halloween dumpster?
Yep.
They had a good nibble at him, mind. Then he came to the care home I was working in. What a state! I do hate to see someone suffer. If I think it's best, I'll put things into my own hands. You know, a little overdose here, a little kick down the stairs there.
I'm not even sure if that's actually a person. I think that might just be like a puppet.
But one day,
At the very least, it's a fake arm.
and he sprang to life.
And it doesn't look like a full mask or like prosthetics that were blended. It looks almost like it was taped onto the person's face.
Well, just also the movements are just kind of stiff and unnatural.
Yeah, he's geriatric.
Thank you, Mr. Crowman.
It's literally his name, Geriatric.
A distant cousin of Jerry Seinfeld.
So she was tricked. That's the guy who was posing as a vampire, drugged her, and now he's tying
Shooting up.
off.
Yeah, now he's shooting up.
And that guy... okay. Grandpa.
Okay.
Grandpa, no. E3. Rest in peace. Oh.
I don't think this is right.
Yeah. Does say click to skip.
No. Yeah, hide under the covers, then the monsters can't get you.
Can I tell you guys something that I think is actually pretty funny about this?
What?
Sure.
Okay, I was waiting for permission. There's Steam achievements for this game.
Well,
should be.
God bless you and have a good time, bro.
This is great. No idea what's happening here, but this is awesome. This feels like actual genuine like music video. I mean, I don't like the music, but I like the visuals. Ooh, don't like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe put some epilepsy warnings.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to.
Fun fact about epilepsy.
This is gonna keep going. I'm gonna click to skip.
Porygon wasn't put into the Pokemon anime because of the episode that gave epileptic seizures. However, it wasn't Porygon that caused those. It was lightning from Pikachu.
What the f...
And one of my favorite Pokemon has never appeared since.
I got one episode.
Okay, we went back two spaces.
So now you
here.
gotta remember.
Oh,
that's not the right... Okay.
Don't get to skip this one.
No,
this
we
feels
can't.
very French. Do you get that feeling?
That this
French?
is French?
Was that just the old man face that they painted lipstick on?
Maybe.
It's entirely possible. So we have to actually pay attention to what we're watching?
No, I refuse.
Yeah.
We just have to remember what the last couple things.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, that was right.
Yeah, but it let me skip it because we already watched this, thank God.
It was D1, yeah.
Yeah. So now... This was the wrong film. This sent us back 2 spaces.
Brilliant. So I've got to clean up your mess. Could have at least finished the job, you waste of skin.
So I hope you guys have been taking notes on which are the correct scenes.
Nope.
It's time for your appetizer.
Why did she just leave?
So that's the vampire. And he's...
Well, no, he's just an old man. They just found an old man who needs to go to the hospital. Put him in a house. And are like, now eat people.
This, in particular, gives me, like, vibes like there's some inspiration from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if any of you have ever watched those movies or know anything about them, but it's a crazy, weird family, and there is an old man who is barely functional and drinks blood. And there's also another vibe I'm getting. Do any of you remember earlier days of the internet, Shay St. John?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. It was very, like, weird, kind of like videos like this, where a person had, like, a plastic mask over their face and did stuff with mannequins and things. It was very unsettling because you were not really understanding what you were seeing. And I definitely get vibes like this in particular. Nick Box took inspiration from that.
When you say early days of the internet, what do you mean?
Oh, 20 plus years ago?
Okay.
I didn't have a computer until I was 13. So, nope.
Okay.
Picked the wrong one again.
It says you. This feels very right to me.
Yeah, this is a lot better, actually. Reminds me of that island in Mexico, question mark, with all the dolls on it.
I mean, at least we're getting some real banging tunes out of this.
Yeah.
There we go. She is straight up pretending to cut that. Because
it's acting.
No, but like she can't actually cut through it with the knife. So she's pretending. And it's very obvious.
These strips are getting shorter.
Yes. What, is that a complaint?
No.
I'm just hoping we're nearing the end of whatever the fuck this is.
Well, it appears she's escaping.
I did say, why doesn't she just leave? And now it's very clear that yep, that's gonna help.
Of course, she could bash someone over the head with it.
Or stab them.
What? Oh, it's supposed to be real. Okay.
Oh, it's supposed to be real. That's just a great reaction for everything, Nick Box.
I feel... okay, that scene right there is like...
See?
The wrong... Oh, ow, no.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Callie. You can't form thoughts when Nick Box is on.
No, it's fine.
Tell me when the eye stuff's gone.
I think it's done. I think.
Looks like it's done, Michael.
Oh, yeah, not only is that done, everything's done.
It's over.
Question mark, Mr. Krellman.
Voiceover guy Liam Johnston.
Well, okay, so there you go. 2015 would have been when the movie was made.
Okay.
Most likely. Or 2014.
Now the basic ending. Rank B. Why don't you go back through the game and find the slightly more entertaining ending? And anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Now, fuck off.
I like that even he is like, it's only slightly more.
Also, how do you get a better ending? I thought there was only one right choice.
Well, apparently there's two endings. And also the game has kicked me out.
It said, please don't do this to yourself.
Man, I've played another game that does that where you beat the game and it just closes and it's
it didn't close. It's still going. It's still operating. I'm hearing the music of the title screen again.
Yeah, I hear it.
It just won't let me back to the window.
That's great.
I'm gonna force close it. There we go. Okay, so
I think the game just told you what you want to do. Is just not again.
So, what did everybody think?
So, James.
Yeah?
Do you know that I value our friendship?
Still?
Just answer the question. Just answer the question.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's on the line if you ever bring me another one of this Nick fucker's, like, fucking film video game things ever again.
Okay.
I will literally fucking kill you.
Okay.
I love you, but I will end you.
So is now a bad time for me to say that I absolutely was going to do one other one?
Well,
I guess I have to rethink that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rethink that because I can't.
That might just be a solo venture.
Yeah, make it a bonus episode.
Yeah. Okay.
With just James,
because like I horror is hard to write well.
But that's the thing. I don't think this is really meant to be horror in the way you're thinking.
Maybe.
Obviously, there's horror elements. It was about vampires, and there was gore and whatnot. But it's kind of like in the same way as like a skeleton playing their rib cage like a xylophone. Yeah, skeleton is scary horror, but it's not trying to evoke a sense of you being like terrified or anything. It's more just like, oh, that's a thing that's happening right now.
It's one of those things where this guy has an artistic vision, and it's not always going to be a thing where you understand an artist's vision or why they do something. But it's just hard to look at this and try and figure out why.
So Nickbox, if you are listening, Michael is asking you, why do you do the things you do?
Yeah. Like, so I went to art college, and for one of my projects, I did a report on a very famous performance artist named Chris Burden. Probably one of his most famous things was he let a expert marksman shoot him in the arm. And that was performance art.
Yeah, I think I actually just read something about that very recently.
Yeah. He's done a lot of other things. One of the ones that I really like the most is that he had a room set up in a gallery that had like a corner set up that Chris Burden could stay in, but no one could see him. There was no proof he was there, but he was stated to have been staying there for a long period of time. That he wasn't going to come down, that he was just going to be in that spot in the gallery, but there was no way to confirm or deny it. And it's a piece that's supposed to make you think like about the world and the things you don't see and the reality of the situation. And it's just like the big point of art is to make you think. It doesn't have to, not all art does that, but a big part of art that I like is it makes you wonder about things and think them through and try and see what's trying to be said. And if you had asked me 10 years ago when I was still in college, I would have given you the exact, like a way better description of what all his art meant, because that's when I did the report. It's been a long time now. I've forgotten a lot of it. But I'm trying to look at these Nickbox videos critically and try and kind of see what he's trying to say or what he's trying to do. And I can't really see anything coming from it other than he just wants to make a C-grade movie.
Yeah, I think that's about right. But if you're saying that art is supposed to make you think, I would say that you are kind of not allowed to think when experiencing these films. But I would still call them art. Which I know is very confusing.
Well, I mean, art is many things. It's a very big discussion.
Like, if art makes you think, Nickbox punishes you for trying to think.
People still argue about the banana that was taped to a wall.
Oh yeah.
The urinal, and stuff like that. People discuss what is and isn't art, and that they forever will. What isn't art is AI art. That is not art.
Correct. Nickbox, don't ever let AI could never do what Nickbox does, though. Let's put it that way. And I think that's something special. So, what about you, Matt? How are you feeling about things? I think I'm a lot more generous with the Nickbox stuff than any of you. And that's not saying that I'm giving it like high praise, but I see like the good in it. I see the silver lining there. As far as games go, this is honestly the best gameplay I've experienced from him so far. Which is saying a lot and not very much at the same time. But the fact that there's more going on there, that you could call somebody for quote-unquote help, that there were these other weird scenes that picking the wrong choice could send you back a couple scenes. The fact that you could skip scenes that you already watched, that was great. Things like that I appreciate, and it feels like a pretty good evolution compared to some of the previous stuff. As far as a game goes, though, still very much lacking. As far as the film goes, it was there. And I don't know what else to say about it except for that, but I would say this... Actually, I don't know what I would say about this. I was gonna try to compare it to Violent Vicar, and I was about to say that I think this was an improvement from Violent Vicar, as just in comparing them as movies. But then I started to remember Violent Vicar, and I'm starting to wonder if I like that one more than this. Because it did have a training montage with the Bible.
Yep, that's true, it did.
And it did have a Bible fight. And it did have the Jesus guy who was doing all the acting. He didn't save any for anybody else to have. He did not share. I will say I liked Violent Vicar more. If you guys had to pick, which one do you think is the better?
Okay, wait. Is this a hypothetical where you're like holding us at gunpoint and we have to choose?
You're being held at gunpoint and you have to choose which movie you want to watch again.
I'm being held at gunpoint. Shoot me. I ain't choosing either. We're either going to be here for a very long time until someone dies, or they'll just take me out. So either way, someone's going to go out.
Okay, so Callie can't choose between the two because they're both her favorites.
I will shoot you if you say because they're good.
Okay, Matt?
Violent Vicar, maybe? It's not a very high bar.
And Michael?
I would say this one.
Oh, Descent. Oh, so it's 2-2. Both Matt and I liked Violent Vicar, and Michael and Callie both liked this one very much. Her words.
You're on a thin line, James.
You don't know where I live, right, Callie?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
She has ways.
Okay. As delighted as I am to kind of torture you guys with this, it was short and it's over, and I will not make you guys go through more Nickbox. I promise.
Okay.
But for the audience, the future...
You're not safe.
The future remains uncertain. Mwahahaha.
That wasn't a very good evil laugh. You can do better than that.
Evil? I'm not trying to be evil. I'm trying to be precocious.
Okay.
Bye!